morning. Why did you move so quickly?
I just getting ready for the good morning.
Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, Abigail.
Good morning.
This is Journeys and Ambitions with Jennifer and Abigail.
Yes. Hello.
And today we wore black. You can't actually see my shirt. I wore a special shirt.
I didn't even do this on purpose.
Oh, really? It's Friday the 13th, y'all.
Did you tell me to wear black?
I did not. But see.
If you keep talking, I'm going to fix the camera. Keep talking.
Friday the 13th. We're already doing spooky things. Wearing black. I would say we wear black a lot of the time, but let's just go with there's a theme here. Oh, you fixed it. Oh, see? I wore a witchy witch shirt. Right.
Salem 1692. They missed one.
They missed one.
That's funny.
Anyway, I wasn't wearing that. And then I thought, oh, I should wear a witchy shirt. So just so you know, I already owned the shirt.
Because you're a witch.
Because I'm a witch.
I can think of another word that rhymes with witch.
Can you? Switch? Is it switch? Let's switch the topic.
Yes, we're doing our Friday the 13th episode because today is, you guessed it, Friday the 13th, September 13th, 2024.
That's right. And you know what's weird is what did I say to you last week? I was like, Friday the 13th. What do I think of now? Never would have. You introduced me to this. Should we go get a tattoo?
Oh, the Friday the 13th tattoos.
Apparently it's a tattoo thing.
I think I only have 2 Friday the 13th. I think I only have I say only. I have 11 or 12 tattoos, but they're all really small. Like this is one of them. See this little heart? I have really tiny, teeny, tiny ones. But I think 2 of the ones I have are Friday the 13th, including this one here. It's a cute little, I don't know why I'm showing the microphone. You show the camera. This one right here is
like
Friday
a blue
the 13th.
on it, right? Or is it not?
They're just flowers.
Oh, just flowers. Okay.
If you don't know about Friday the 13th tattoos, basically, and they're different now. Like a lot of different shops do it differently, but originally it's supposed to be you get a tattoo for $13, but it's not like whatever tattoo you want. They have a book that you choose from. It's giving when you go and get your face painted at the fair, how they have choices.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's giving that. And so the 2 that I have, and a lot of them are super Friday the 13th. They'll say Friday the 13th. So I always tried to choose ones that didn't look super Friday the 13th.
I did not. The one you got, I did not even get it until
the fork or the flower.
The fork.
This
I don't
one,
get the flower either. Actually.
I think it has 13 petals.
Oh,
I think
that's pretty subtle.
Yeah. And then I have a fork, but the little prongs are bent in a way, so it's a 1 and a 3. So it's 1 prong and then 3 prongs.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't get that forever. You got the fork because it reminded you of the Little Mermaid.
Yeah. And actually someone this weekend stopped me and said, "Can I ask you why you got the fork? What does that mean to you?" And I was like, well, I kind of made it mean something. And even then Little Mermaid to stretch. Ariel. I just like Ariel.
The doppelganger.
Dingle hopper.
Dingle hopper.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good morning, Brittany. Good morning, Solomon. Good morning, Tina. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. All my choir people. I love them.
We love you because you're consistent. We love that about you too.
Yes.
Among other reasons, of course. Because you're fun people.
Yeah, because thank you for supporting and tuning in and joining us on our conversation.
And adding to the conversation. Because we sometimes stall out. We need our people to chime in.
I don't know. I'm a yapper. I never shut up. I can keep going. The thing is, then I'll just talk myself into a hole. And I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore, but I'm just talking.
Okay, so let's get back on track. So Friday the 13th. What is that? I meant to look this up. I did not. Is it because of the movies or was it a thing before that? Why is it a thing?
I think the movies were created because 13 is an unlucky number.
But why? Because it's Taylor Swift's favorite number.
No, that's not why. It's just always.
And there's my little dose
of
Taylor.
You used to work in hotels. Don't they not have a 13th floor and stuff?
They did at the hotels I worked at.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's just seen as, I don't know, it probably derives from some
because if they don't have a 13th floor, there's still a 13th floor.
Well, yeah.
Just because you name it the 14th doesn't make it not the 13th.
I think it's always been a superstition, and I don't know where it came from, but I think it came probably, if I had to guess, from religion.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That. Yeah. Huh.
So I think it's been always around 13 as an unlucky number. I don't know why.
I think we're overcoming it. Maybe.
Yeah, because isn't 6 also not a good number because of Satan or something?
Yeah, but I guess that's not really a thing either. That's we should look that up.
We should do more research on that.
We should. Maybe at Halloween, maybe around Halloween time, we'll look into.
Oh yeah, this is easing us into spooky season because I'm telling you. So if you don't know now, you know, mark your calendars. Everybody, I'll give you a second. Get out your calendars. Come on now.
While you're at it, before you go there, it's the 13th, which means in 7 days, it's what?
Jennifer's birthday.
It's Jennifer's birthday.
But October is Abigail's birthday. The whole month. The whole month. My birthday is October 29th. I'm a Scorpio, not a Libra. Get it right. But I'm an October Scorpio, so I'm superior. Sorry. Those are just facts. So mark your calendars. You don't have to give me a present, but you do have to wish me happy birthday and give me some attention. That's all.
What day of the week does that fall on?
I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, because I requested the day off.
Oh.
We were talking at work about having a meeting or something. I was like, I don't know. I don't care what y'all do, but if you have a meeting on the 29th, I will not be there.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. Not work.
Okay.
I've never worked on my birthday and I refuse to start now.
Oh. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a radio show.
Oh, yeah, because we're doing it next Friday. Yeah,
next Friday.
We got you next Friday.
Yeah, that's right.
But I love spooky season. So I think this is a good episode to kind of ease us into spooky season.
Sure. As long as we do it.
People tend to skip Halloween and Thanksgiving and go straight to Christmas. I love Christmas, but like we cannot skip Halloween. Like I actually get really offended when people skip Halloween. Like how can you just...
It's all what you make it. Like, I mean, some people are against it for religious reasons, but and I guess I understand that, but like for me growing up,
I think it's cutesy,
without religion,
girly pop.
Yeah, it was all about becoming a princess and getting candy. So all that spooky stuff for me when I was little was like, what?
Yeah.
But then when I went to go with my dad got, he's a guy.
Yeah.
So he would be like, princess. He's like, and then he wanted to like, scary me up.
Yeah.
And he was really into which
DIY costume.
Yes. And I thought like that was him being cheap, or because he grew up with not a lot of money. I was kind of mad when I was a kid. Like he wanted to find stuff around the house to make a costume, and it would piss me off. Like I wanted him to go buy me a costume.
Brittany said her birthday's October 18th and she'll be off as well. Well, we'll have a show, Brittany. So
is that a Friday?
Yeah. She just said Friday.
Oh, I can't. The glass. I can't read.
So we'll have a show on your birthday, Brittany.
There you go. Yes. Shout out. We will shout out to Brittany.
Yes.
Yeah. I just found out a friend of mine's birthday is October 13th, which I'm going to go ahead and say is not on a Friday.
Probably not. Not if the 18th is.
But shout out to you who just told me your birthday is October 13th.
Yeah. So I'm excited for today's conversation because we're talking about superstitions, conspiracy theories, urban legends, to none of which I have a strong, I don't know. I don't have a strong, I don't put a lot of stake in those kinds of things. No, but maybe I do. Maybe as we talk today, maybe I'll find out that there are a couple things that I'm
Did you ever hear anybody like breaking a mirror? Or, you've actually seen me do it. I don't even know what the rule is. Or like knock on wood when you say something, you're like,
yeah. Those little
I'll look around.
I'll at least look, but I don't really put a lot into it. But the breaking a mirror thing, I remember one time I was in middle school or something. I had this little handheld mirror, this plastic. We got it for free somewhere, and I was holding it up, looking at my hair, in the back, or whatever. And I think I dropped it, and I literally, my heart started beating so fast because I was literally this is bad luck. This is bad luck. Oh, I just thought of another one. So, in my office, we were having some maintenance done on our air conditioning, and where my office was, it was they had to put the ladder basically right in front of my door. Ooh. And so I did kind of walk under it once because I had to go. I don't remember what it was, but then I didn't do it again. I said, "Can you move it?" I was I really don't want it. Well, first of all, it's just unsafe, regardless of the superstition.
But it does make you think about it. You're like, I don't know if I believe in it.
But I'm gonna be not. Yeah. No, but I literally started crying when I broke the mirror. I don't think you were home, and I was old enough to be home alone or whatever. I wasn't a baby. But I was young enough to be oh my God, what did I just do? What did I just do? I'm gonna have so much bad luck. And it was
I feel like I maybe remember that. And you were like, Mom.
I know.
I was it's fine.
I also remember too,
I've definitely walked under ladders, but thought about it as I was doing it.
That's kind of what happened the first time I did when I was walking out. I'm I really shouldn't do that. And then afterwards he was well, you already did it. And I was I don't know. I just don't want to risk it. it's bad luck. I don't want to walk under your ladder.
I really want a black cat to cross my path. Mostly because I just want a cat.
I think black cats are cute. I don't think black cats are bad luck.
But have you ever seen
Yes,
I don't know that I don't know that I've ever really come across one that's not got a little bit of white or something, all black.
I have. I think they're cute when their eyes are really green. And
see, I would consider if a black cat crossed my path, I'd be ooh, cat distribution system. Come here, kitty.
What about shooting stars? Do you if you saw a shooting star, or I even think about the good superstitions. Like I said, sure. Shooting stars are when it's 11:11 on the clock, make a wish. I know. Anyways, can we take that out?
I'm just saying,
I know
that's not a thing for me.
Okay.
But I see my birthday. I see your birthday all the time.
Those types of things, though. like those types of like.
I've been-
like even yesterday, I took an eyelash off of my friend, and I was like, "Make a wish," and if she wouldn't, I would have.
I don't know if that means the whole eyelash thing, but I've lately been kind of in the numbers thing.
Like angel numbers and stuff.
And I don't know how much I really like believe in it, but I will notice that I look, maybe it's just my biological clock looking at the clock the same time per day. I don't know. I look a lot on your like 1029.
I see it on mine too. Yeah.
920.
Mm-hmm.
I look a lot. Other people's birthdays.
Yeah.
I do tend to see 11/11 a lot.
Yeah.
Somebody ruined that for me.
Yeah.
But otherwise it's cool. But I see it all the time and I roll my eyes.
Well,
when I see
I have
it
this
too.
little necklace that I wear that's like angel numbers, and it's 444. And everyone always asks me, like, "Is that your angel number? What does that mean to you?" And I'm like, I literally just like the number 4.
Mm-hmm. I'll look at 4. I also look at 4, and that is my. If you're into this stuff, that's my life path number.
Oh, can you keep talking? I want to show them something. I'm gonna go get something from my room.
Okay, that's my life path number. And if you don't know what that is, you add up all the numbers in your birthday. So like I'm 920, so you add 9, 2, 0, 1, 9, 7, 3, if you're doing the math. And then you keep adding them together until you get one number. If you have an 11, you can use an 11 or 2. I'm not really sure the way that one works. I'm not that into it, but I'm a 4. And so when Abby wears her necklace, I'm like, I'm life path 4. Which isn't. Oh, now all the dogs are coming in.
No, there's one dog. Oh,
they're all.
Well, I wanted to get something because if you're a friend of mine and you've ever been in my room, you know that my room, I have a bunch of like spooky stuff. And I think if someone was really superstitious, they may not like it. Because I don't use like Ouija boards and stuff, but I have like a Ouija board decoration. It's not even a real piece or anything. It's literally like a decoration from like Michael's or something. I'm not even joking. But I have this cute little thing. I'm not superstitious, but I have this cute little, see, it's like skeletons. It's supposed to be an ashtray, but I use it to hold my crystals. And so I want to show you guys my crystals. Not every single one. I'm not going to do one of those. But these are all my crystals. And do I believe in crystals? No. But look how pretty they are, and they make me feel good because they're pretty. I will say, though, I don't really consider myself a superstitious person. However, if I feel like I need extra protection, I will keep a couple crystals with me. I don't know which one is supposed to do what, allegedly or whatever, but I do. I will sometimes keep them with me. Yeah,
they're in here now.
Keep talking. Respond to what I just said.
They're just joining the crystals. I do have. I have looked up a couple of them. I have not gone so far as to purchase them and have them on me, but I have a couple like necklaces or whatever that I've purchased in the whatever. So do you think, because I was actually going to talk about your bedroom and your decor.
Yeah.
And your choice of decor.
I just kicked the dog.
And you've always thank you. Good job for that. You've always kind of been into that, I think.
Like the spooky stuff.
Do you think it's because
I'm a
of
Halloween
your birthday?
baby? I think so. I think I also just kind of like things that are like creepy.
Right. I mean, but do you think that has to do? So, like, I know.
No, you know what it is? I know exactly what it is. I actually had this discussion with my friend like last week, and she literally held my hand. She goes, "I'm so sorry that happened to you. I'm going to tell you something."
Okay.
You know about this. It's borderline traumatic, but my father, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, it is about you. So I think my dad also likes like scary, creepy things. Yeah. And so there was 2 things he used to do, and I vividly remember. And if he denies it, he's so wrong because I vividly remember it with my eyes. He would do these 2 things. One of them, he would like put his like shirt over his head or whatever. Those were like white t-shirts, and he'd chase me around the house and like scare me. And he thought it was fun. He would walk really slow, but I was like tiny. I was like 2 or 3 years old. And I was probably like 3 because I vividly remember it. And I remember like running away from him.
I would yell at him too.
Yeah. But he thought it was so fun.
Oh, yeah, he'd do it when I wasn't home.
You know what else he did? I probably shouldn't say this when I'm going to. He would walk around with like a knife in his hand, and he'd go, he. And again, really slow, but chase me around the house. So
he did this, by the way, and I yelled at him when I found out that he did this. I was like, she is a child.
Did you find out when I was older?
No, I caught him doing it once. I was like, what the hell? He's like, it's funny. I'm like, it's not funny.
It's funny now, looking back at it. It is hilarious. But when I told my friend, she literally looked at me and she like, we were having like a key conversation. She was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, I'm fine. I love spooky stuff." Like now I love creepy stuff. Because Because, hashtag daddy issues or whatever.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Oh, what else? There was something else too.
So I was quite literally traumatized into liking this kind of stuff.
Or like when we were, after we split, he God, you were like 6. I know you were 6 because I remember saying she's 6. Like he took you to see The Omen.
Oh yeah,
The Omen.
I saw some scary
and you
movies
came
when I was
home and
younger.
you're like, oh, I saw this movie and this, I don't know, something about the kid's head getting chopped.
Yeah.
I've never seen
No,
the
I
movie,
remember that also vividly.
Yeah. So she's like, oh,
I was
well,
6
this
years
kid's
old.
head get chopped off, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait, what? What movie did you go see? So I called her down. I'm like, what movie did you take her to see? He goes, The Omen. I said, she's 6. Dude, that is a rated. She's 6. He goes, well, I wanted to see it.
You know what's crazy though, is I never.
Well, I wanted to see. You actually were fine, but when I was like, what is wrong? I should not have to ask you what you're gonna do for the day and tell you what movies you can. Was there not a good Disney movie out?
I may be like borderline psychotic though, because it didn't give me like any nightmares, and to this day, like I can watch that without even. But there was something that I was watching that did actually make me cry. I said this before. It's like stuff with like, I was talking to, so Solomon just made a comment, his girlfriend, Sarah. So he said, Sarah was upset about something and I told her the angel number. She said, what the fuck is that? I repeated stating it's supposed to call me. She said that number is just making me mad. But I was talking to her we were talking about the Goofy movie.
Yeah.
With Goofy and his son, Max.
Yeah.
And I was saying how that movie makes me cry.
Did I ever see? I don't know.
You've seen it before. But so I think I might actually be psychotic because like seeing The Omen and scary stuff like that doesn't make me cry or upset or scared or anything. But the Goofy movie makes me cry because he's mean to his dad. That's what makes me cry. Because poor Goofy's so sad.
Hashtag daddy issues.
because Max like doesn't want to be around him or whatever. And so Goofy I just love Goofy so much. I'm gonna cry thinking about it.
So I'm gonna psychoanalyze you there.
But The Omen didn't even
didn't
even flinch.
Because I think you very much are like, yeah, that's fake. Like,
yeah.
Like that kid's head did not really get cut off. So you can just compartmentalize it. We're gonna go with that, and not that you're
maybe I'm a psychopath.
And not that you're a psychopath. Because I live with you, and I'm self-declaring that I'm a witch. So we're fine pair.
But what I just said made me cry is when the dad was all alone. So if you were all alone, that made me cry too.
Aww, but okay.
But if like a serial killer came in here, I'd laugh. I'm just kidding.
You realize though, like just because it's a Disney movie too, I feel like
they always have single parents.
Yeah. Where's the other parent?
I don't know. They just really they really want that single parent story for real.
And like, if it's the mom, it's animals, and if it's the dad, it's humans.
Well,
kind of.
Goofy's
I don't
an animal.
Yeah,
but they act like humans. You're talking about like Bambi.
Talking like right? And then Mufasa, Lion King.
Yeah.
Guys.
Mm-hmm.
But then like,
but on
the princesses all have a dad.
On Hannah Montana,
she's
with her dad. Yes,
human.
Tangled, her parents are technically together, but she's adopted by a mean old lady.
Oh, then there's always the wicked stepmom or the evil queen.
Yeah, why do those guys make the women evil? In my experience,
don't cross us.
In my experience, my opinion, and in my perspective, I think women can do no wrong.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go into like urban legends.
Okay, tell me one, girl.
I didn't look at you.
Cough it up, girl. Tell me. Okay.
Wasn't prepared for that.
Urban means like new, like a new. Okay. Well, these are more just like unspoken rules. I was gonna say the shopping cart thing, but that's not an urban legend. You're just a bad person.
Pet peeves.
That's just pet peeve.
You got any that like you're like going to, let's just say like societal. Is that a word? Anyway,
can I tell you about an urban legend? So okay, when I was
yes.
So when I was younger, you took me to this like YMCA summer camp. I remember, and it was like you would drop me off, and there's like this little like field, and they had like a playground, a little pavilion, and we would do like archery and all this fun stuff. We would go on hikes. It was actually really fun, but I hated it as a kid because I didn't want to like walk. I didn't want to sweat. I still don't really like sweating. I didn't really want to sweat and like be outside all day. But when it was raining, they would take us to go roller skating. So that was cool. Anyways, so it was this really cool camp. But I remember the lady, she was like in charge of the camp. Her name was Miss Sherry. Miss Sherry, if you're watching, hey girl. She was kind of like a witchy looking old lady. Like she was just old, and she had
You
like
just said that, and she might be watching.
she has
Just kidding.
no, I don't know that lady, but she had like long gray hair like to her butt. But it was like she had thick, beautiful hair, but she kind of like, but she was also like very skinny and like she was kind of mean, so that's kind of why it gave like witchy vibes.
Mhm.
But anyways, she had nothing to do with this urban legend. I just kind of wanted to set the tone.
Stage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, and so there was like this random little like if you went on a hike, there's like this random little like wooden like structure thing. It wasn't a house. It was smaller than that. It was just like a thing, like just a wooden thing
Shed?
to go
Like a
in,
shed?
like a shed. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was like
Well, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it
something.
Okay,
Yeah. But it was like torn up. We weren't allowed in it or whatever. So there was this urban legend that there's a mean old lady named McGoogle.
Google.
If you went to and I have met somebody who knew what I was talking about. If you have been to the YMCA summer camp in Katy, Texas, and you know about what I'm talking about, because I felt like I made that up, and then I talked to somebody about it who had been, and I was like, oh my gosh, McGoogle. Tell me if you know about McGoogle. I don't remember exactly what the story was. I just remember everyone was scared of McGoogle, and if anything scary happened, it was like, oh, McGoogle.
We had next to my elementary school back in Riverside, California. If you went to Emerson Elementary School, shout out. And you're my age, because there was a house next to it that was like a big Victorian mansion. If you downtown Riverside, California, there's Victorian mansions, and they've fixed a lot of them up. They're just beautiful, right? But this one, however many years ago, I'm 50, don't do the math, long time ago, it basically looked like also, if you're old enough to remember, the Munsters. Like it looked like their house, like just scary. It looked like a scary ass house. We honestly, I don't know that any of us ever saw a person. I have no clue to this day if anyone lived in this house. But if you're on the playground, you can kind of see it behind the scary trees, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've remembered this my whole life. Recently, I went looking for it on the Google Earth because I'm like, was it really scary, or was just like 8-year-old me making it into? And so, no, I talked to other people about it, and they're like, "Oh yes, like it's on Ottawa Street, Riverside. If anybody wants to look it up, but don't look it up because I looked it up and great.
It's just a regular house.
No, somebody redid it.
Oh, okay,
and it's nice and it's modern, but you can tell they redid it, and so I don't know if I'm disappointed or like, oh, that's great that it's not scaring the now Emerson Elementary students, or maybe it is. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I still don't really know what it looked like when I went to school, if it was really that bad. It's definitely had work done. You can tell.
Can I tell a scary story too?
Yeah.
So this actually isn't really like, this actually happened. This was like real. I was an adult. And anyways, so when I was in college in San Marcos, and like outside of San Marcos, there's like Seguin, and then there's there's this I think it was like downtown Seguin. There was like this like hotel called the Magnolia Hotel or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think I told you about this. Mm-hmm. So I like had heard about it. And
you wanted to go for your birthday?
I did end up going.
Yeah.
So, but I wanted to go, and I had like heard about it. So I was like, well, let me just drive by and see if they'll let me in. But it's not like a functioning hotel. Well, it kind of is, but it's not really. It's not like a functioning hotel. So they weren't like open, right? So we're just like driving around, and like we get out and we walk around. I'm like, ooh, okay, like spooky vibes, because we heard so many stories. It's like the most haunted hotel in Texas or something like that. So we're literally walking around, and like at some point, and then we're taking pictures of stuff because we feel like we see things, and then and the pictures are somewhere on my phone. The pictures didn't really capture anything super scary. It was more in person that I like actually saw and heard things. But in the pictures, and I don't know how much I believe in orbs, you know, those little like, I don't know if that's dust particles, although I will say it's never happened except when I took a photo at this hotel. They were live photos, so you could see the orbs moving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but which is funny because again, I've never seen that in any other photo, so I'm willing to bet that it is. But I don't know much about the ghost hunting stuff. But anyways, so then we're like, we realize there's nobody here. They're not gonna let us in. So we're not doing anything wrong. We're not like breaking any laws or anything. We're literally just walking around a hotel, you know, in mid daylight. It's a very small town thing. Anyways, and so then we're like getting close, not close, but we're in our car, but we're like focusing on this one window, and then we hear a knocking from the inside. And it was so, because there was no one there, there was no cars there, no one was inside. We even like knocked on the door to try to like see if somebody was there. It was so scary. And we ran. I was like, oh, I'm not going back. No, that's about as much as I'm willing to do.
Probably somebody without a car and they're laughing.
Maybe, but
I would laugh.
It was terrifying, but it was also like, I don't know. I couldn't be like a true ghost hunter because I do get scared. I am interested sometimes like in that kind of stuff, like, but I don't necessarily want to like be around it, but I do because I also have like a morbid curiosity, but I think I would also probably have a heart attack.
Well, I have in fact, it's funny. Let's just talk about ghost stories and stuff. We'll talk about it all the way.
It's still suspicious. That's sus. Yeah.
It is sus.
It is sus.
Is that really a ghost? Do you believe in ghosts? I don't know what I believe really, but I was talking to my friend Danielle who works at a cemetery, a beautiful cemetery.
Okay, hold on really quick. Controversial opinion. I kind of love cemeteries. I think they're really cool.
She sent a picture
Again,
of one.
I don't need to hang out at them all the time, but I think they're peaceful and beautiful.
The one that she works at is actually like a national landmark or whatever as well, because it has a mission. It's attached to a mission and all that in California. Anyway, it is beautiful. And so she had sent a picture the other day and she's like, my work is so peaceful and so pretty, which is just funny, right? Just because it's a cemetery to say it's peaceful. Well, yeah, everybody's really quiet.
Yeah. But a lot of people, a lot of like belief systems believe that like there's peace in death, you know? Sure. Even in like the Day of the Dead celebration and like even, you know, they go to heaven. Like it's supposed to be a peaceful thing in my head. And that's how I feel too.
But I said to her, and I don't know that I had really like realized this until in that moment when she sent it. I was like, no, I've always been kind of drawn to cemeteries. And then I realized I've always been kind of drawn to cemeteries. Like the one place I went when I was in DC, I wanted to go to the National Cemetery. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or in Louisiana, in New Orleans, because everything's above. You know, they don't like, oh, I wanted to go see that. You know, like drawn to cemeteries and not in a spooky way. In a like, I don't know, like it's pretty. It's
history. It's history.
That too.
You can like walk by and like see someone's like a little bit of their story. I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's interesting.
I have some, you know them too. Some friends with some property a couple miles from here, and when you take, they have little, they call them ATVs, little motor things. Anyway, you take them. There's a little weird random cemetery in the middle of like this property. And when I went on vacation last year, I went to a friend's property who took me around and found a little, like with little tiny rocks where someone carved a name into it.
Oh, that's cool.
It is cool. I mean, you could make it spooky, but
yeah,
I don't know that I'd want to be there alone at night.
Right. No, 100%. I wouldn't want to be there alone at night for sure.
You know, just in case. What we say, just in case.
Yeah.
I'm not superstitious, but I'm not going to go out there.
But yeah.
But really, should you be anywhere in the middle of nowhere at night by yourself? Probably not.
Yeah, especially as a woman, as a female, as a girl.
Unless there's a bear there.
I do think a lot of superstitions come from religious or any sort of spiritual belief too, because there's this show that I think I talked about it last week. I talked about it in one of the shows that I've done about the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yes.
And you know, and that is kind of seen as a more like extreme religion or whatever. And they have something like, you know, some things like they wear like certain underwears and like they feel like that protects them from, protects them from Satan's temptation, I think is what So that could, you know, to someone who didn't grow up in that can just be like, okay, girls, sure. You know what I'm saying? But we all have things. And I think it's individual too. Like, even, you know, people throw the word OCD around. Oh, I have OCD. But people who have like actually have it, and it's like very severe. It's almost like, from my understanding, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is just my understanding from what I've heard about it. That it's kind of like mini superstitions. Like if I don't tap this 3 times, something's going to happen. But it's like these constant superstitions. So I think it's important to have like, you know, little silly beliefs. Like, I know my stepdad, like he'll wear like this, if he loves sports. So if he wears a certain shirt when his team wins, they don't want to keep wearing that shirt.
Without washing it. You can't wash it.
Which is also gross.
It's pretty gross.
But
and not true because I clean my stuff and they keep winning.
But you know, things like that. I think it's sometimes fun to like have like silly little things. Like I need to do this, otherwise this is gonna happen. But I think a lot of it is like a core belief that's either derived by religion or just maybe it's a mental thing. Maybe it's just something you learn it from like, well, every time I do this happens to me. Like I had a superstition recently that I always get sick when I go to Corpus Christi, because I've been to Corpus Christi a total of 3 times, and 2 out of those 3 times I was violently ill. So the 3rd time broke that curse for me, but I really felt like it was a curse.
And then I got sick.
And then you got sick, yeah. Unfortunately.
So she just handed it off. No, I used to have
maybe I'm the witch.
Just as like the fun little superstitions, right? well, I used to have a shirt that I would wear when I was at my friends, and I called it my man magnet. So, like, I am guaranteed to get a hit on it. And oddly enough, it was literally a Mickey Mouse t-shirt.
I know what shirt you're talking about.
Yeah, and yep,
yeah.
Actually, then I gave it to you, not in a weird way, just because it was a Mickey Mouse shirt. And then she gave it back, and I was going to get rid of it. And I'm like, you know what? I might need this.
I think you should keep it. Yeah, it's a little too small for me, but
I tucked it away.
And I don't
know if it has the same power that it used to.
I also don't want to be a man magnet. I want to be, you know, when you flip magnets and they go the opposite direction,
repellent.
I need that.
I think that's what I currently am. So I was like, I don't know if it has the same power when you're in your 50s either, though. The witch shirt is definitely not going to be a man magnet.
No, you'd be surprised,
or maybe it will.
You'd be surprised.
I don't know.
Brittany said, "Oh, I want to go back to it because I kind of glazed over it because I wanted to talk about the Goofy movie about Sarah."
Oh my God, we're going back to the Goofy.
No, I'm talking about Sarah. What Solomon said about Sarah?
Oh, right.
He said that the numbers are supposed to calm you, but it's just making her mad. Yeah, I think sometimes it can have an adverse effect, right? Like something that is like supposed to be calming or good luck might have a negative energy on it too. Because I think things hold energy too. I remember.
Well, also too, if you read a lot into it, like say I do sometimes. Right. And it says every time you see 444, I don't know. I don't know what it means, but let's just say it means something good's about to come in your life, or you're on the right path, or transformation is in your future. This is what all these like angel signs say, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm seeing it a lot and nothing's happening. Damn it.
Oh, yeah. I have the I've talked about how I don't really believe in astrology, but just in case I keep up. Right. See, I have this stupid CoStar app, and at the top it says, your day at a glance. Every day it tells me a little message. It says send toys. What the fuck does that mean? That's so dumb. Sometimes it does say something. So it has said things before where I'm like, hold up, I actually really needed to see that today. Like it was like just like it was like perfectly aligned with what I was like currently going through or thinking about.
Like a motivational.
Send toys where, girl? Ooh.
What kind of toys?
Well, we are starting our toy drive at work, so maybe we talked about it yesterday, so maybe that's.
Oh, there you go. Maybe you're supposed to say it on the show. Maybe you're supposed to say it. Talk about your toy drive.
Yes. So LNV Enterprise Resources Inc. is hosting a holiday toy drive. So be sure to drop off your toys at 616 FM 1960 Road West, Suite 101. Or you can just, if you can't, just let me know and I'll text it to you.
Also, yeah.
You can also just go on the lverinc.com and all the information.
There you go. Now you're great with the universe. You've done what you're supposed to.
Yeah. I said, so if y'all don't give toys, sorry, that's bad luck, girl.
Sus.
Also, so I have these bracelets. These are permanent bracelets that I got a couple years ago from like a flea market. And I had heard about in Chinese culture, they have like jade bangles. Mm-hmm. And in order to get them on, you have to and to get these on too. I got these from a shop that sold like jade bangles and stuff and a lot of, I believe to be Chinese jewelry or whatever. I didn't necessarily want to do the jade because I like silver. I like plain more jewelry or whatever. But to get them on, you have to like squeeze your hand and they're not meant to really ever come off. I have worn these straight for over 2 years now. Mm-hmm. But they're not really meant to come off. But with the jade, because that's like a stone, it will break eventually. These are sterling silver, so these aren't breaking. But the jade one, if it breaks, then like that means your like wish came true, or not wish came true, or something like that.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Like you're supposed to keep it on until
but it has to break naturally, I guess.
Yeah, and then I don't want to be canceled. I don't exactly know what I'm talking about. I don't know if it's good luck or a wish, but it has something to do with you're supposed to keep it on until it breaks, and if it breaks, that means like it's been fulfilled or whatever.
Wish fulfillment.
Yeah, but maybe not wish. I don't know. But I got these from there, and so these obviously are meant to break. But I do believe that a part of me feels like they're good luck.
What happens if you need an MRI or something?
I have thought about that. I've also thought about like what if they get crushed on my wrist.
Oh. Kind of morbid.
I know. Lately, actually, I've been actually lately thinking about taking them off. The only thing is, I think I've gained weight, so I think I can't take. I would have to break them, and they were a lot of money. Not a lot of money, but not cheap.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, if you took them off, would you really want to put them back on?
No, but they're still like, meaningful to me.
Okay.
I'll tell you how much I spent. $75. But look,
2 years ago. You're fine. You can break them. They're fine.
Actually, I was thinking about it last night. They were kind of bothering me. Can we cut them off today?
Sure. Can you put my earring back in?
I'll put your earring back in. No, seriously, I know I just did this whole thing about how they mean something to me. They do, but it does also freak me out sometimes.
I said MRI. I was supposed to get an MRI this week, and anyway, it didn't happen. But I have an earring. What are they called?
Daith piercing.
A daith piercing. I've had this earring in for a few years. Well, I did get it changed out, but
they say allegedly, supposedly, those are supposed to help with migraines. But is that a superstition? Is it the placebo effect?
Oh, I don't know, because I don't really get migraines. I just got it because I wanted it. And Abby took me to a piercing place, and it was that or my belly button, and I wasn't.
You weren't ready for the belly button.
I wasn't feeling that. So anyway, I got it done. Very painful. And if you follow Lulu's whatever, it's on there somewhere.
Oh, Lulu's body piercing.
Yeah. They
have a YouTube channel, and I was like obsessed with their YouTube channel. And then we happened to actually be flying into the town that they were in.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go get a piercing there. So I did, and they vlogged it, and it was great. It was cool.
Yes. And I also got one. And they lied to me there and told me it wouldn't hurt, and it did hurt.
I used to have a lot of ear piercings. I don't really have them anymore because my ears don't do well with ear piercings. But I got the conch that goes like through the back of your ear. It was cute. They did a great job. I just had to take them out for other reasons.
I was supposed to get an MRI this week, and so I took the earring out, and Abby's like, "Well, don't leave it out too long. Like, got to go back and get it put in." And I was like, "Oh, it's really easy to take out." Anyway, I did not get the MRI, so now I've been asking her, "Can you put it back in? Hurry up, put it back in," because I am not getting this done again.
I know. I really do want to get. I know. I literally like just said this whole thing about I love my bracelets, and I do. I really do.
Is it an urban legend that it'll grow back right away if you don't?
No, that's a fact. That's quite literally how skin cells work.
But I mean, even though it's been in for years.
I think
because earrings, yeah,
and it's cartilage, but I don't know. In my experience, when I had, and you know how many piercings I had, they all closed up very quickly. But yours healed better than mine, so who's to say? I mean, I really don't know. I know, like they say, cartilage piercings aren't supposed to close back up because the cartilage like doesn't like grow back, or maybe it does grow back. Maybe I'm mixing that up. I might be mixing that up actually. I don't know, something about either cartilage doesn't grow back, or it does, or grows back really fast. So complete opposite ends of the spectrum, basically. So you could be good or you could not be good.
You know what else we could talk about? The Mandela effect.
Oh yeah,
that's a thing.
That is.
Which I'm kind of over the main one. The Bernstein Bears one is the one that really like creeped me out. But I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of like, okay.
I did freak me out too because I loved that when I was a kid. I remember like watching the Bernstein Bears and the fact that it was like Berenstain and not Berenstein.
Or bear. It's B-E. It's not the word bear. Isn't that the thing? Yeah.
Oh, I thought, yeah, it used to have the word, yeah, the way it was spelled.
Yeah.
That was actually super fucked up. I hated that. There was another one. Oh, so there's this clip of Miley Cyrus at some award show. This is back when she was dressing crazy and doing crazy stuff. Still lived for it though. Love Miley. But it was at this award show, and she's this is like when people were kind of like, okay, Miley, you're being really annoying. And so she's like calling out everyone's name, and there's this like popular meme of her saying A$AP Rocky, like the artist. She says his name and she calls him A$AP Rocker instead of A$AP Rocky. And then it pans to him and he goes, and he's mouthing, why did she say my name like that? And that's like a funny, popular meme. Like it's all, if you are like chronically online, you'll know what I'm talking about. But then there was a clip recently where she said A$AP Rocky and not Rocker. And everyone's like, I could have sworn she said A$AP Rocker. And then like I looked for the clips and they all said A$AP Rocky. And I was
see, I'm telling you. Oh, the Star Wars thing. The Luke, I am your father. Oh. Like that's not what he says.
Yeah.
I don't know what he says, but it's not that. But that's what people say. Who knows it? Who knows the Darth Vader line?
You know who would? Solomon.
Solomon, come on.
Come us.
Through.
Come on.
Come through.
There was another like pop culture one that I saw recently, and it was about like someone saying something, like a famous like line or and it's always memes. There was something, let me look up actually, pop culture Mandela effect.
So there's also like, some of these they don't really get to me, but it's like, like something about Oreo, like packaging, Kit Kats, Oreos, Kentucky
like
Fried Chicken.
I think some things people just imagine, like the dash between Kit Kat. I'm like, but you know, the Monopoly guy doesn't have a monocle.
Right. Yeah, that's.
But everyone remembers a monocle.
Yeah.
There had to have been like a commercial or something. I feel like sometimes I do think some of the Mandela effects, like it's your brain playing tricks on you. You remember something one way, especially if you were younger, right? Because
they could talk about, I think, Curious George and a tail, whether he had a tail or not. But I don't care. I don't care about that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
I feel like there was one that somebody told me about, and I was really freaking adamant. Like I was going a little ballistic about it. Like, no. And I don't remember. Maybe it was a Bernstein Bears thing. I don't feel like it was that though.
There was something I saw recently. It was about another like pop star. It was like, was it my? No, it was something, and they were like, "Can this person tell us what actually happened?" I don't remember what it was though. Okay, I'm looking at Reddit right now to see if. No, boring. Don't care about that.
I know that you and I talk about, and I don't want to get too heavy on some of it. Some of it kind of pisses me off, to be honest. But like conspiracy theories.
No, let's go heavy. I'm down. I'm so
no.
down.
This one's like really heavy. Like we talk about. Sometimes you tell me about conspiracy theories because you're way more into the online culture and stuff. It had to do with a school shooting.
Oh, the recent one?
No. You were telling me that like there was conspiracy theories that it never actually happened.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't, like I said, I don't want to get people
that
upset
was
about
a big one.
But stuff like that, like where does that come from?
Well, that came from a popular YouTuber named Shane Dawson popularized kind of conspiracy theories in a very like pop culture kind of more conversational way. Like they've always been a thing, but like he was kind of more into it, especially he kind of introduced the Mandela effect as far as what I know. How I was introduced to it through the YouTuber Shane Dawson, who's since been canceled. But yeah, there was a theory, which we're gonna say the JNA does not believe this theory, but there was a theory. Some of them are harmful, that Sandy Hook never happened, that it was like a publicity stunt. People say that about 9/11 too. People say that about crazy stuff.
9/11 is kind of hard to.
They don't say that it didn't happen, that it was planned by the government. People also say that the government, and then again, I'm not. This next one, I'm not confirming or denying. The other two are obviously whatever. Like I don't believe that necessarily, but the people say that the CIA put crack in the streets. Yeah, I don't know enough about that, but is that a theory? Is that a fact? Is that who knows? Literally, who knows?
I heard some stuff. So do you know you can't get menthol cigarettes in California anymore?
Why? Are you making weird noises? It's okay. Keep going.
No, they said. I mean, I had heard that was going to happen. That they were gonna not do menthol cigarettes anymore because they're dangerous or they're not healthy because any cigarettes are healthy. But I mean, but
they sell vapes. They sell menthol vapes.
Yeah, but so. So they. I actually wanted to talk about what
Brittany said that they did put crack in the streets. She confirmed for us. Thank you,
Brittany.
She also said the CIA was responsible for JFK and MLK.
So I actually was kind of obsessed about the JFK thing for like in my younger years. I had to do a report in junior high school, and so I chose to do the assassination of JFK, and I was fascinated as well because my parents were alive. So I was like, Well, so much so that I did it again in high school. A, because half my work was already done.
Yeah.
And B, because I was like I was involved. And then I don't remember all of it, but then later, as in like within the last 10 years, Stephen King wrote a book called 1963 that kind of revolved around that too. Fictional, obviously. Yeah. But it's really good. And it might be a movie. I feel like I just saw that it was a movie, but maybe not. Anyway, it's a very long book. So it can very much, and then I read the Warren reports. Red is strong because it is a very, very,
what about,
very thick book.
Watergate?
No.
Oh, is that not related?
No, it's not related.
Okay, sorry,
that's the whole Nixon thing. But
I know vaguely what it is.
Essentially, I guess all of this is related in a sense that it's around the same time period, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the government.
I think that's like when people kind of realized that like we don't know it, like what, and that's where this whole thing about the media, like of course, even like in police investigations, they only release so much to the media because if not
everybody needs to know everything.
Right. But I think that's this era kind of introduced to us that like maybe we don't actually know what's all going on. Area 51. Have you heard about Area 51?
Well, that was on my list actually.
Oh, Area 51.
Yeah, now they're saying they're leaking it and nobody cares anymore. We've known that.
We're over it. Yeah.
That was a big thing for a long time.
There's another thing about like there's some.
By the way, Independence Day.
Oh yeah.
brings that into it.
There's some like island where they do like tests on like animals and humans and stuff.
I would not doubt it.
Oh no, yeah, I definitely wouldn't doubt it.
But the JFK thing, it was interesting too because I took you. I don't know how old you were.
Oh, like 12, maybe 11,
maybe 12.
something
Yeah,
like that.
took you to the museum.
Mhm.
Took you to the grassy knoll. We have a picture of us on the grassy knoll. But when you first of all, when you go into that building and you look out and you start like, oh, like it would have been really hard to shoot somebody from there. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then, but we went through the whole museum and you have a little headset. It's like self-guided.
Mm-hmm.
And when we left, like Abby was like, had tears in her eyes, right? And we just felt really sad. Like it had just happened. Did you feel when we left there, you really felt like this was something that happened yesterday, not before I was born.
Well, and even when we went to Anne Frank.
Oh,
the
that's
Anne Frank
true.
Museum
That's
too.
true too. Yeah.
I think it's good that like these museums kind of commemorate these moments and like these people in history too. And as a self-diagnosed psychopath, sometimes it's good to like sometimes it's helpful to like be in a situation where I can feel emotion, you know,
and to remember that, you know, what you do affects generations after you.
Yeah.
So maybe don't kill people.
I would never. Hey, we're not putting that in narrative. I didn't say I was a serial killer. I said
the Anne Frank thing is yes, they removed everything. Like it's
yeah,
it's an empty shelf. So the furniture, obviously, and all that's not in there. It's been quite a few years. So, but when you go into that building and you see the size that they're working with, even empty with no furniture in there were how many people living in that space for 2 years?
Yeah.
Insanity. And just really humbling.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
For sure. And definitely like, I don't know. I think there are certain parts of history that different people are like really intrigued by. And I think it's important to have those like museums or like landmarks for people to visit because it's one thing to learn about it in a textbook, but I don't think that's like the full impact. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people that like just reading about something it's hard to wrap your head around that. And so the museums.
To see it.
Yeah.
To be there.
Unfortunately, sometimes
you want to read about it after the fact.
Yeah, because you like saw it and then you want to know more.
Correct.
Now that you like have that experience.
After I went there, there's like little movies you can watch while you're there and stuff. And I went way further afterwards, learning about because Anne Frank's father was actually the only survivor of all that. Ironically, so that was and how the journals came about and how they got made into books and all that kind of stuff. But
said, I heard kids don't really learn much about 9/11 either. It's just a place in their textbook. And that just goes to show you that there's more like to really understand things that go on in our world. It's more than just going to class. Like you can't stop your education on history at what you learn in high school because
that's like when I talk to my parents about
they have to like glaze over things and just be like, boom, 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 this happened and this happened and this happened. But, sometimes it is beneficial, I think, to like go more in depth on something.
Or you don't even, isn't it just a page in your textbook about the space shuttle exploding with the volunteer astronauts? That was 7th grade for me.
Yeah.
They rolled in the TV so we could watch it. Yeah. There was a teacher on board and I don't think I realized what happened. Like it just, and then you saw that the teacher's kind of like, what? And then wheel the TV out and we're like, what?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we realized like what
that meant.
No, we're just like, what happened? Yeah. You watch the thing take off and
things happen every day that make history. Like there are things like COVID. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's going to be a story for you to tell your kids. And then like 9/11, I remember you were on the radio. You were on the radio, KRBE in the morning and Rula and Ryan. And she asked you if you learned, like if they were teaching you about it in school. It must have been 9/11 when you called in, I'm guessing. And you were like, I learned it more from my parents.
Osama bin Laden had been captured and killed, I think.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think that's what it was. I don't think it was 9/11. I think it was that.
But like then your teacher had heard you on the radio?
Oh, that stupid teacher. I hated that bitch. I should do a story time about that lady because she was honestly terrible. Anyways, this was a good show.
But yeah, it was. I think too, though, like the importance maybe of conspiracy theories. And I use the word.
It keeps us woke.
I use the term important loosely, but the theory is, and I believe somewhat in this theory is that history repeats itself. And I think it's very important to have a grasp on things we've learn from our mistakes throughout history and to not let them happen again.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna just leave that thought out there. Whatever that means to you, we'll just go with that. So if you see some sus behavior,
tell us.
It's sus.
It's sus, girl.
Sus.
That's sus. Thank you so much for watching today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. This was a fun show. I thought this was fun.
It's a little out of our wheelhouse.
But I liked it.
Yeah. And guess what next week is?
We don't know yet.
We do.
You know.
It's my birthday.
Oh, just her birthday.
It's just gonna be just tune in and tell me happy
celebration.
birthday.
I thought you knew for the topic. I was like, what's our topic?
I thought we were gonna talk about because I said to Abby, I was like, can we just make it all about me that day?
No.
She was like, no.
Absolutely not.
We're totally gonna do that. Oh, we do. Oh, Brittany says we need to do Am I the Asshole next time. We actually have one.
We have
Can
one.
we do it real quick? No?
We have somewhere to be. We have to leave.
We have 2 minutes. Let's go. Let's do Am I the Asshole? Thank you, Brittany.
I like how Jennifer likes to yap, and send me shit and be like, we should do this. We should do this. Then shut up.
I mean,
Brittany,
I'm
mad
just going
at you.
with the flow.
I'm mad at you for, oh my gosh, okay. Am I an asshole for not fully trusting the intentions of my wife's longtime male friend? No, you're not wrong.
I didn't even read this.
My wife and I met in college and have been married for 30 plus years. In high school, she was very close friends with a guy she met in summer camp, let's call him Joe, who attended high school about an hour away, so they saw each other frequently throughout the year. My wife has always said the relationship was never remotely romantic, and I fully believe that for her part. However, I met the guy many times during college, and it was clear to me that he would gladly move beyond the friend zone if given a chance. I resonate with the situation. Now, my wife absolutely hates jealousy in any form and doesn't. I actually like when someone's jealous. Anyways, I'm diverting. And doesn't have much sympathy for insecurity either. And I knew that this friendship was important to her, so I accepted that if I wanted to be with her, this friendship came with the bargain. Near the end of college, my wife introduced Joe to one of her girlfriends, and they began dating and eventually married. Joe's wife was deeply insecure about his friendship with my wife and apparently had the same perspective that I did about how he truly felt. Joe and my wife had not been in any real contact beyond Christmas cards for 25 years, but he continued to come up from time to time in our conversations about her high school years. Oh, they haven't even seen each other for more than Christmas cards for 25 years?
Calm down.
Well, let's see. We need to read the rest of it.
That's true.
Joe and his wife are currently going through a divorce, and he's taking time to drive around the country in a big RV to process the breakup. He keeps going like Joe. Joe decided.
Because that sounds really
Joe decided to stop for a week in the city where we live and reach out to my wife to reconnect. She was very excited about this. And while I was somewhat ambivalent, what does that word mean?
Ambivalent. Like, didn't
you
really care.
Okay.
Yeah.
I trust my wife 100%. Joe has been to our house a few times and they spent a day together sightseeing the area. My wife acknowledged that I've been welcoming and gracious during these visits, but I've told her that while I completely trust her, my perspective on how Joe truly feels about her has not changed. Especially because he's going through a divorce. Like, it's like,
she's
chance. Yeah, what would I have to lose? No, I'm with the husband, and I don't usually agree with the men. But anyways, she's angry with me for sharing how I feel about this and thinks that I should have kept it to myself so I didn't detract
from her experience, taken away from her.
I know what detract means. I just felt like that didn't fit. From her experience reconnecting with Joe. He's moving on in a couple of days, but it would be helpful to get additional perspective on whether or not I'm the asshole. I mean, you didn't really do anything wrong. You just have an opinion. You have feelings. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say.
Yes, but you like to say that men shouldn't have an opinion.
My misandry aside, he didn't actually do anything. He just has reservations within himself. He's allowing his wife to do whatever. He's allowing them to hang out. Not allowing, but accepting, I should say. He's not actually doing anything. So no, I don't think he's the asshole, but he can feel how he feels because it's weird. It's a weird situation. How do you guys see each other for 25 years and then, I don't know.
See, because I have male friends that I haven't seen in 25 plus years. And I feel, and on one hand, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
For a man to keep in contact with you for that many years, I feel like there's got to be some sort of feeling there.
Yeah.
Because,
or like a hope, even.
Do I have male friends that well, they're not really, because they're not really friends. There was other things involved. Okay. But true friends where nothing has ever happened, like, I feel like, I'm not saying he's necessarily an asshole, but get over it. Like, she married you, you've been married for 30 plus years. She hasn't seen this man in 25 years. Settle down.
Yeah.
I mean, he may show up and be tore up from the floor up.
It is curious that he was married for the past 25 years, and while he was married, had no interest in seeing the friend. But now all of a sudden he's divorced.
Because he's in town. He's doing an RV trip.
Okay, you would want your husband to be friends? If you had a husband, would you want...
There are two men, friends, never had any romantic involvement with, that live in London, that when I was in London, I did not see. But
you're not in a committed relationship, though.
Yeah, I'm Joe. They both are.
Oh, yeah. And they didn't see you, did they?
No.
Because it isn't.
No, that's not why. There was other reasons why. I mean, just timing.
Sorry, I didn't mean for that to be like... Well,
no, I was trying to put myself in the shoes of... I hadn't seen one person, and one of them was David. I hadn't seen him since I was pregnant with you.
Intentions matter. I think intentions matter a little bit. I think things can just be inappropriate, regardless of the intentions. Do I think that Joe and this lady, like you said, I trust my wife 100%. I don't think anything's going to happen. That doesn't make it less inappropriate and less uncomfortable.
Right.
Because, like, it's just about putting yourself in situations. You know
I'm just saying there's a possibility, and you should go with the possibility that it's just like, hey, I happen to be here and you happen to live here.
Yeah, people hook up from random conveniences. Coincidence.
We're gonna just do it.
Coincidences is how so many relationships form. Oh, we were at the same place at the same time. That's how crazy shit happens all the time. So, I just happened to be in town. That doesn't make me feel any better.
I think
that doesn't make me feel any better.
I think I'm coming in from a place. I'm taking it personal.
I think you are taking it personal.
Not personal, like I'm taking it personal.
No, but
I'm taking it to a personal level of I've been the one who always visits somewhere else.
Okay,
so if anyone in my life said, okay, so I'm from California, y'all know. So when I'm in California, I try to see as many people as I can.
Don't think about yourself. Think about, I'm
trying to.
No, I'm telling you not to think about yourself. Don't think about yourself.
Okay.
Think about it like this. You have a friend, a good friend, right? And, she's in this marriage, and, she is talking about her man and this lady. Now take it from the other perspective, right? Like, would you want a man being friends with a girl like that, your man, or like your friend's man? You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes when the roles are reversed, we have like different opinions. But I'm of the belief, if I have a friend who has a boyfriend and her boyfriend has a female best friend,
okay, then I think that homeboy, Mr. Am I the Asshole, should have gone with his wife to meet Joe.
I agree.
Why aren't they all hanging out together?
I agree.
There you go. Problem solved.
I agree.
I'll meet all the wives.
Maybe Joe's unbearable though. He doesn't want to be around Joe.
Well, then that's, but you know what? Then that's your problem. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. All right. Well, I guess he wasn't the asshole.
I don't think so.
If all he did was bring it up, that's all he did was bring it up.
Yeah. He didn't do anything wrong. He says, am I the asshole? What was the original question? Let me read it again. He said,
oh, but the wife doesn't like jealousy.
Yeah. She needs to get over that. People are going to get jealous, especially when you have a male best friend that you talk about all the time. Am I the asshole for not fully trusting the intentions of my wife's longtime male friend? No.
Oh, he doesn't. It's like the wife. He doesn't trust the other dude.
Yeah, he said
that's because he knows men are dogs.
That's what I'm saying. He's not wrong.
All right, I heard it wrong. My bad.
Yeah,
he's not the asshole.
That's what I'm saying. He's not wrong.
I'm pretty sure Joe is up to some dirty deeds.
Oh yeah, Joe's an asshole. Joe's the asshole.
I mean, sorry, men's. But if you're going out of your way to see the girl that you haven't seen in 25 years, you're at least hoping.
Yeah.
It ain't because you've gotten 25 Christmas cards. I can tell you that.
The fact that they're still sending Christmas cards, give it up. You haven't talked in years. Why are you still sending Christmas cards?
Send an email.
Send an email, girl. Like, come on.
Post something on Facebook.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
See you next week.
Love you. Kisses. Bye.